Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 25 with the Boston Bees. We're bee-rific. Can you stop randomly changing my fucking team? There seems to have to keep hiring new coaches. Like, that's very annoying. Fine. Oh, pardon me. Come on, Lee. Come be my manager. Ball player Burke, be my pitching coach. I mean, he is gross, but I think we can have Greer Farrar as a treat. And for short season in particular, I really want somebody who's good at mechanics. I think that's really important for us to get the best players we can. I think we're going to pick Hank Severeid. And then you. Arthur Rasmussen seems pretty sensible. And our hitting coach shall be the one, the only. Gross. No, it's going to be Chervinko. I need the mechanics boost. Okay. Let us now set up our practice facility. We need baseballers who are truly unique at the balling of bases. Um, you've got to get better control, Johnny Vandermeer. Like I'm not gonna let you go for nothing, but you've already declined enough where I'm deeply concerned about your future in the major leagues. Um, Bobby Dover needs to keep working on his defense, but I think working on his hitting is even more important. Let's improve your plate discipline. Plate discipline. Junior Thompson can learn literally anything and he'll be a useful player, so let's increase your movement just for funsies. Eddie Stanky needs to just work on his defense. Like, that's crucial for him to be a good player. Um, and then you need to work on your control as well. There you go. And we're gonna do our little searchy search. All leagues, please and thank you. Hmm. I don't think he's worth it. I'll let him develop elsewhere. Robert Evans is good, but I don't like he's already got a torn triceps. That seems a bit of a risk to me. I wouldn't mind having you, actually. Let's get Marvin Barker. At the very least, he's a really talented reliever, and I can definitely use those too. Philadelphia Stars, Luis Dula. You've had a few years to show what you can do. I think you are worthy of a bit of minor league time. We could have Jim Missouri on our team. Lloyd Bassett, not so much. Okay, let's look at hitters. I mean, Roy Campanella would be a pretty solid catcher, especially since I don't have a good young catcher. Because Spud Davis is already in his 30s. Let's get fucking Roy Campanella. Why the hell not? Chet Lobs is pretty solid too. But I could just casually grab Buck Leonard, but I literally don't need a first baseman. He's not better than Lou Gehrig. He's good. He's really good, but he's not Lou Gehrig. So I will decline. Um, you're not that good a center fielder. Mossy's actually a better center fielder than you are. Let's grab Phil Mossy. It gives us another option in center field if we need one. Okay. I only have 10 elite prospects. How am I meant to survive? Good question. It's a very good question. Let's advance time. People like my contract offers, of course they do. You got offered more cashola. I will pay you $900 dues. Ah, so that's your deal. You would like to be. I will pay you 2 grand if you will sign with me. I believe in you that much, Lee. Have they really given you a better offer? Fine, you can have $900 dues as well. Burke, Full, and Chervinko are all in for it, and we just need Chervinko to sign. Nice. I mean, we won 122 games. We were, and by any stretch of the imagination, the best team in Major League Baseball history. I don't know where we go from here. It seems like down is a fair bet, but oh, that's the other thing. We want to fucking train Hal Trotsky to play left field again. One of these days, he will. Nice, Ben Chapman, another Gold Glove, a Gold Glove for Lou Gehrig, and Lefty Gomez. Damn, damn, Lou, that's the first one in your entire career, and you've got a good chance at coming home with another MVP. That seems like a good season. It seems good. See you later, fuckers. Don't forget to write. Silver Slugger for Luke Gehrig, Hal Trotsky, my entire outfield. Yeah. One thing I wanted to briefly talk about because it came up in on Reddit once is where do you put your where do you put players essentially? Where do you put a newly drafted player when you get them? I think the most important thing you can do for a brand new player is know their age. And that seems counter like how would I not know what their age is? Let me explain. It is so crucial to not rush players because you want them to build up confidence. If they don't, then you have a real problem on your hands, a genuine problem on your hands, to the point where they'll burn out. Like they'll decide it's not worth playing baseball. I'd rather do literally anything else, and that's not a great fit for your team. So what I advise you to do is pretty much all teenagers start in the rookie league if you have one, without exception. I think rushing a teenager is disastrous. If you have a college age player, somebody in their 20s, I think short season A or low A or even high A is fine. Beyond that, I look very carefully at their overall. If they're already at 50 or above, I'll actually start them in double A. That's my one exception to the rule. If they're already that far ahead of things, off he goes. How the fuck are you putting Bob Feller in the bullpen? What the hell is wrong with you, game? Oh, he's actually not in the bullpen. Why does he get credit for being in the bullpen? I don't understand. It's fine. But that's my advice to you. You can take it or leave it. Another Manager of the Year award. No Cy Young, which is disappointing. But the Boston Bees have the top three. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the top 10. So I think that tells us we're a pretty good team. Which use up, by the way, two excellent players in Stan Hack and Frankie Persetti. Was Dizzy Dean anywhere near a Cy Young award? We could have had a clean sweep, guys. Really, Dizzy Gillespie or Murray Gillespie? Oh, Dizzy Gillespie, the trumpet player, a very different player. It's interesting. We actually got kind of screwed because so many people cast the first base off one of my pitchers. If they had put them all behind one of my pitchers, we would have won it easily. That's really interesting. But good and fun. God, I hope we can make Hal Trotsky learn left field, so I don't have like garbage, but I also might not have a choice. I don't really think we. Oh, something we desperately need to do. We need to put Johnny Vandermeer on the 40 man. And probably also Luis Dula. Like, I think both of them need to be on the 40-man roster. I don't want to lose them for nothing. The Salisbury Bees. Eddie Stanky got better second base. Beautiful. Now, fucking Hal Trotsky, learn how to play left fucking field. It is not that hard. I beg of you. Please. All I need you to do is just be average. It's fine. Just learn the position. I beg you. Learn how to just stand out there motionless. Let balls hit you in the face. That's good defense. It worked for me when I was a kid. I was terrible at baseball as a kid. Absolutely the worst. Um, my distinctest memory as a baseball playing lad was hitting a triple, which I did a couple of times. Actually, pretty fast. But that's literally the only thing I was good at was running. But I was bad at defense, bad at hitting, bad at life. I'm not bad at life, but I was bad at the baseball life. That is for certain. That is certain. A certainty. And you guys are terribly exciting. It's kind of a boring Hall of Fame class. Like literally nobody could get elected, and it wouldn't surprise me. Like nobody here is really standing out as being worthy of our time. I will always vote for Heine Grow, but I don't think it's gonna matter. I guess we could vote for Hack Wilson. He does have over 250 homers. That's still pretty impressive. Yeah, we could vote for Hack Wilson. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna vote for Dave Bancroft. I'm a sucker for a good defending player. Although I think it's as equally possible that nobody makes it as somebody really great makes it. I wonder if there's any chance of getting even a mid tier player. Not really. It's a decent draft class. We have the Lesser DiMaggio, we have Hank Sauer, Mickey Vernon, Early Win. I mean, it feels like this is destiny, right? To have all the DiMaggios, DiMaggio the shit out of it. I have very much budget room. That is something I hadn't considered, but it's definitely something that we have to worry about. Yeah, we could take Dom DiMaggio. I'm okay with that. And then Carmen Gagliardi sucks. Like, there's very little to recommend them as a quality player. I'd rather take Ed Barnes and have a reasonably good pitcher if I need one in an emergency. Another decent shortstop is always a valuable thing to have on your team, so I will happily offer you your bonus demand. Dom, you're getting a chance to play with your brother. I don't know why you're being such a butt. Your buttishness has been noted. No, you're not worth it. You're pretty terrible, actually. I'd rather have David Watley. Because I can offer him like $10 and I'll be like, holy shit, baseball. Like, yeah, that's the shit I'm looking for. Bill Hoskins is fine, I suppose. Take Ben Huffman for $0, and then we'll just auto draft the rest of it. This is an expensive draft, mostly because of Dom DiMaggio, but that's fine. I don't feel any particular driving need to concern myself terribly much with that. I'm not gonna bother with Rule 5 draft. I just have there's just no point. I lost Ray Dandridge and Mike Trash. Mike Trash is a little bit of a bummer, actually. I kind of think Mike Trash has a reasonable shot at being a decent major league player, but I wasn't gonna move him. I wasn't gonna keep him over Shanty Hogan or Spud Davis, especially with Roy Campanella. Hopefully rapidly improving. Sorry, guys. Hopefully you can catch on somewhere else. Oh my god. Would you stop not learning left field? Holy shit, bro. You drive me insane, Hal. Completely and utterly insane. I mean, you do both suck. Like, I'm not gonna complain about releasing them. Man, Hal, you had one fucking job. Ed Roush and Happy Felch both made it. Good for them. Pie Trainer and Lefty O'Doul are both Hall of Famers in real life. So I'm actually kind of surprised by that. In a good way. Because I think real life Pie Trainer is actually kind of overrated. Although real life Pie Trainer was a little bit better than this one. Um, but yeah, I am not sad. Not even a little bit. Alright. Like, there's very little reason not to just run it back when you won 122 games. Like, we've got plenty of depth at multiple positions. We've got an incredible rotation, a dominating defense. Fucking Joe DiMaggio just casually slides over to center field for the fun of it, even though Ben Chapman is better. He's a two-time Gold Glover. He is three-time Gold Glover. Excuse me. How dare I disparage you, Ben? My beautiful boy. Steve McNutt. Oh yeah. That last season was so good. I'm gonna McNutt. I will never be a child-friendly channel, and I don't apologize for that. Oh, that's kind of lame, my guy. Don't start throwing less good. We need you to throw better. Don't take my beautiful boy away from me. Don't you fucking dare. I will end you, game. If you triple Stan hack, I will be very salty. Eh. It might make more sense actually to play Joe DiMaggio in center now. They're both about the same level, though. I mean, Joe does have a little bit more range and a better arm, so maybe we are better off putting him in center. We'll figure it out. Nice. Okay. Doer gets a chance in spring training. Marvin Barker. I think that's it. Like, I don't think there's anybody else that I'm really willing to force into the majors yet. Bobby Doerr might very well take over at second base permanently. That is a thing that could definitely happen this year. I don't like Trotsky being benched though, so you know what? Hal, get the fuck back in there, mate. I genuinely don't care how bad you are in left field. You're playing left field, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna be like, oh dip, left field, Sproing. That's gonna be you, mate. That is gonna be you. Bill Switch regained some velocity. Johnny Vandermeer is actually going to make this an interesting spring training. He just took a pretty big leap forward. His control's still not great, but it's enough certainly for us to consider keeping him in the majors. That's for sure. Um, Luis Dula's mostly going to be a reliever. That's fine. Bobby Doerr's contact is improving. Linky Ed. Okay. I finally completely finished my first run of Fights in Tight Places. Fights in Tight Places today. I'm actually pretty excited. Such a good game. I mean, I know that I have an unnatural love for deck builders. It is not lost on me, but it's still just a really bloody good game. And I hope you saw my video on it and maybe decide to give it a try. Okay. Alright. Miners. You want to be demoted, Satch? Find a new team. I don't know why your interest would crash. Like, I get it, but he's kind of a minor part of the team, and I'd rather have really good pitchers on the team. 6 more pitchers gotta go. Sleeky goes. Parmalee goes. Weir goes. Henry McHenry gets waived and designated for assignment. Roy Henshaw goes. What am I at now? 12? 12 feels pretty reasonable. Let's also go ahead and send down Dula. There you go. So who's going to be on our rotation this season? The top five stay the same. Like, there's no reason not to run Dean, Mungo, Griffith, and Gomez out there. Well, maybe not Griffith. I think Mort Cooper and I think Johnny Vandermeer. I think you're both going to get a chance to show that you're ready for big time pitching. I mean, yeah, because Mort Cooper spent the entire last year in the minor leagues. He doesn't really have much left to prove. Um, uh, go ahead and set Swift and Pearson as relievers. Can I please just change more than one person at a time? Fine. Alright, now I should be able to pick all relievers and then decide who I want to be our biggest and most important reliever. It's going to be Leon Riley. Like, if you're going to give me a big strikeout guy who can avoid walking people, he's just a good choice. Um, Marvin Barker is going to come in and he's going to be a long man. And also fill in where we need him to. But I think that's his best role is long relief, middle relief. Just throwing the occasional inning where I just need somebody to fill out the back of the pen. Tom Jackson is definitely going to be a use more often kind of guy. And then Griffith and Swift are both going to have some middle relief time. I want Griffith a little bit less likely to be used, just because he's not great at striking people out. I'll use him less often, but I think that's a decent bullpen. It gives me 11 pitchers, which is plenty. We still got to get down to a mere 25 position players. At into the minors. The only reason not to play Bobby Doer is the fact that he can't play second base that well, but I'm willing to let him learn on the job. I think he's just that much better than our other choices here. Pythias Ross has nothing left to offer. Away he goes. Lavagetto goes to the minors. Um, I think I'm gonna release Roy Johnson and let him play elsewhere. Silvio Garcia can go right to the minor leagues. I still got to rid of two more players, and it's likely to be one outfielder and one infielder. Jake Dunn is just not that interesting anymore. He just isn't. And then one more outfielder goes, and it's probably Ed Coleman, because he's happy to be 35 years old and doesn't really have much to offer us. So, goodbye, Ed. That's his starting 25. Let's get him set the way we want him. Lou Gehrig bats third. I'm sure of few things in this life, but that is one of them. Jolton Joe bats cleanup. And I will let him play center field. That's what the game really wants him to play. I'm fine with that. Chappie plays right, and Stan Hack plays third and hits second. We want lots of people on base when Gehrig and DiMaggio come up. Hal Trosky bats fifth and plays left field. I know this isn't technically the most efficient use of our roster, but he's so damn good and has been that until Lou Gehrig like retires or shows significant decline, I don't feel that there's any benefit to not playing Trotsky in the majors. Even though we're keeping two really good outfielders on the bench and Eno Slaughter and Wally Berger, nonetheless, I still think we can soak that and not be too concerned about it. Frankie Crow bats sixth. Shanty Hogan is Shanty Hogan does have a better arm. You know what? I'm still gonna play Spud, but I don't mind as much if he gets a bit more playing time. Then who plays second? This is actually the only real question we have to think about. Clearly, Joe Cronin can't play second for reasons that are beyond me at the moment. So I guess that means that it's Bobby Doer, um, which is going to be interesting. He's 19 years old, but I do think he can maybe handle it because he has dominated AAA the last two seasons. We'll see. Give me a new depth chart. I don't mind Joe Cronin coming in once a week, but not more than that. And you're definitely not doing this to Hal Trotsky. Like Chapman and Trotsky are playing every fucking game. Like that just gives us the best overall team. So don't be stupid, game. Cease thy stupidity. Hal Trotsky is a really good defensive first baseman. I don't want that lost in the shuffle. But yeah, I think it's fine to just let Joe Cronin come in and fill in shortstop and third, which would hopefully keep both Crow and Hack fresh. Feels pretty decent. Let's go up to opening day. No. Anyway. The immortal Henry McHenry, a Boston bee no longer. How shall we ever survive? I don't know. I don't know. Enjoy him, Pittsburgh. Enjoy him. I will shortlist him to see how he does. All right, let's get after it. Oh, Bobby Dorr does need to be added to the 40 man. You are quite correct, game. Quite correct indeed. My apologies. Oh, Marvin Barker also needs to be added to the roster. Are you done complaining now, game? Yes. I think one of our biggest advantages is other teams have to get hot and stay hot. If they want any chance to win the pennant, whereas we actually have time to bounce back if we need to, which I think is pretty valuable and gives us a far more flexibility and options than a team that might be a little bit more limited. We're just gonna fuck right off to meh. Somebody finally signed one of the prominent Negro Leaguers and Buck Leonard. That's going to make Cincy extra scary. They've got a really good team to Cincinnati. Okay, Lefty Gomez. Bobby Doerr is improving at second base. That's amazing. I'm glad to start seeing that happen right now. Johnny Vandermeer just casually becomes like an ace. It's not casual though, right? Like we've had him in our system for a long ass time. Like we purchased his contract 5 years ago. This was not luck. This was an investment that is paying off. So for that, I'm grateful, truly grateful. Luke Hamlin is a semi-interesting pitcher that I don't really need. Like, who are you bumping out of the rotation? Like, who genuinely would you take? It's nobody. That's whose job you would take. So I will politely but firmly decline your generous offer. This is what we call don't be fucking stupid. I don't get enough out of that. Lefty Gomez keeps getting better. Trotsky gets better. Some down market guys are improving, which is lovely. Nice. I literally don't have a bad hitter on the team except for Spud Davis, and even then, he's not that bad. I wouldn't mind seeing Roy Campanella develop quickly. I do think that is one area we could improve upon because Spud Davis is just not getting it done offensively, and if he's not near league average, his glove isn't going to make up the difference. Are you getting worse? You are getting worse. You're getting a lot worse. What is Roy Campanella's catching rating? He's a 27. I don't want to rush that. Lou Gehrig. No, Joe DiMaggio was number one vote getter. Dizzy Dean, Lefty Gomez, Johnny Vandermeer, Marvin Barker, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, and that's it. That's pretty good, but a little disappointing. I mean, it doesn't hurt that Buck Leonard's playing like a fucking crazy man. Um, he just casuates 400 plus. I can't compete with that. Um, Stan Hack is never going to go appreciated in his own time, which makes me sad. I mean, I guess he has been an all star 3 times, but I just think he's better than he gets credit for because the things he does are the kinds of things that don't necessarily sell a lot of tickets, but he's a good base runner, a solid third baseman. He gets on base at a wonderful clip. He is one of the best and most important players on the Red Sox, Braves, Bees, Guinea Pigs. We'd get there. I like how Joe DiMaggio catches 87 ribbies at the All Star break. That's pretty nuts. I like how Trotsky is playing second base. Um, yeah, you're a bad left fielder. But does it actually matter is the question. I don't think it does. Like, I think at this point we just accept our fate, and go from it. We could play Joe Cronin over Frankie Crosetti, but I think he's still getting the job done. So I think Roy Campanella is the one player I would consider calling up because I do think catcher is not ideal. All the major league coaches get to stay. Like I'm keeping this band together until the wheels fall off because you've all had amazing baseballing. You have baseballed well and frequently, which is a good thing. You two can get fucked though. How long does Amon go out? Oh, he's just back in a couple of days. Who is McCoy? Benny McCoy. I don't even remember you, dude. Which probably isn't like the best sign, but here we are. Uh, Campy, give me a scouting report. If you are anywhere near 40 in terms of your overall skill, I will call you up without a second's hesitation. I just don't think that you are. Where's my bloody scouting report? Game. There it is. No, he hasn't. He still hasn't taken another leap yet. Damn it. Okay. I guess we could kick the tires to see if anybody has an interesting catcher, because I think that's the one thing we could use is a really good quality catcher. But I'm not seeing those. I'm seeing Gene. I guess you'd be an okay addition. Like, you're better than my current catcher. I don't know what that would cost me, though, is the problem. Oh, Grace isn't bad. Is there secretly an excellent catcher just like chilling in the minors? Catchers, please. Nobody has two of them, which is interesting. Oh, Josh Gibson actually ended up having an okay career. Certainly not a perfect career, but an okay one. Billy Sullivan's not actually that good. Uh, Rick Farrell is. I wonder if I could acquire him, and if so, what it would cost me. Really? Come on, Rick. And I could go for Frankie Pitlack. He was briefly a Boston Brave. I did not remember that. What did I trade you for? Shanty Hogan, ironically enough. Hmm. Could bring you home. Do you want to come home, Frankie? If I began my offer with Shanty Hogan, oh, Hogan won't let me trade him. Like, here's the thing, Joe Cronin isn't that helpful to me. He's basically an overpaid reserve. Yeah, I'm actually fine with this. Done. I know the fans are sad, but this makes us a better team, and it makes us a better team right now. Um, Frankie Pitlack instantly takes over, and then we're gonna find ourselves probably Lava Ghetto. Actually, I guess I could have traded Damari instead of Cronin, but I didn't need a player of Cronin's talent level just riding the pine. Could be Benny McCoy, but Benny McCoy only plays second, which is problematic. Steve Messner plays all three of them. He's not bad. We could use Steve Messner. Cookie Labagetto doesn't play shortstop. That is why I think we need to call up Messner. Because Messner at least can play shortstop, theoretically, in a pinch. And I think that's important. So we'll do that. Damn, son. I just took you in the second. Well, I guess I took you in the second round like several years ago. So that's reasonable. I don't think there's anything else I want. I hope Joe Cronin has a nice career, but I have a feeling he's not. I think we've gotten all we were going to get out of him, so yeah, that's reasonable. Is somebody offering up a veteran shortstop that wouldn't cost me too much? Like Red Crest would actually be a really nice player for us. What would Red Crest cost me? You want something reasonably good for Red Crest? I like him, but I don't like him enough to sell a lot for him. I would give you Nick Etten. I think Nick Etten is the kind of prospect that I'm willing to part with at this point just because I don't see a path for him to the major leagues. Not for me, anyway. Maybe for another team, but not for this one. The fuck is Nick Etten? Is he hurt? No, there he is. It's not going to take much more than Etten, which is good to hear. I can't give you Lavagetto or Messner. I could give you Bremer, who's only ever gonna. No, Bremer could be a decent outfielder, but I think I'm okay with trading Bremer. Unless my. Okay, you don't like me trading Bremer. What about Harry Kraft? No, Kraft's actually a decent center fielder. I don't want to give him up either. Um. What if I add in Slim Jones? I need to offer you, like, my low tier players until you bite. I give you Chubby Dean, actually. Yeah, I'm fine with this deal. Done. And then I'm gonna send Messner right back to the minor leagues, and we'll activate Cress. Um, Go ahead, kind sir, and fill out my depth chart. Starter tired, starter tired. I want Bobby Doer playing every day this season, but I like having him as a defensive replacement if we need one. Copy and paste. That was not a small package of players. Many of whom on other teams I think would have a decent chance to have nice careers. I definitely want to shortlist all these guys to see what happens. Like that's the kind of trade that might have just kicked Cincinnati into high gear. Um, but the thing is, I didn't lose anything that I couldn't afford to lose. because with Gehrig and Hal Trotsky, I just don't see us. I don't see either one of them not working out. Yeah, I just don't think there's much danger of that. You know, Slaughter needs a place to play too. Oh my god, I have too many good players. Way too many good players. And the thing is, I don't have chemistry issues because we're so good. Like, because we're all playing so effectively, like, there's no actual risk of anybody getting pissed off enough to demand a trade. Buck Leonard is super good. Even better than Lou Gehrig, which seems like sacrilege, but here we are. Like, the only reason that Joe DiMaggio has a higher WAR than Buck Leonard is because Joe DiMaggio is a Gold Glove caliber center fielder, and Buck Leonard is merely a good first baseman. That's the only difference. That is the only difference. A nice job by Frank Damari. That's impressive. Most impressive. Let's nuke all the messages. I have too many messages. I should have looked at that, but I didn't. How have I not clinched up the pennant yet? Like, what are you waiting for? Okay. They just could have lost 20 in a row, but I think it's so funny that we are demonstrably worse than last year's team, but we're still the best team in the major leagues. That's how good a team can be. Oh, it's also not the end of the regular season. I guess you do still have a chance to match last season's win total. Probably not match it. That's probably asking too much, but I'm not even going to put Stan Hack on the IL. I'm hoping that he'll be healthy and ready to go by the time the World Series starts. What did you get fucking injured doing? You tripped running down the stairs. You know what, bro? I'm not even mad. I'm just glad you're not dead. A lot of people die that way. Like, that's a very dangerous thing to have in your house's stairs. I'm glad my house is one floor. I know. Local internet man brags about having a house. I mean, this is not my day job. I don't get paid for this. So if you want to block ads, go nuts. Don't don't concern yourself with me. Heini Manouche got 3,000 hits. He seemed like he wouldn't have been that great a pick, but we really got a good career out of him. And to his credit, he has continued to be an effective player, which is excellent. Lou Gehrig's got to be getting close to 3,000 hits, right? He's right on the doorstep, I think. He, in fact, also got 3,000 hits this year. So only again, to remember Heini Manouche. 97 wins above replacement, and nothing about him is slowed down. That's insane. That is truly the most insane. And I love every second of it. That's why I can just hand out first baseman because I literally have no use for them. Not even one use. Absolutely not. Would you quit trying to take players off my fucking postseason roster? It's going to be Dean, Lefty Gomez, and Van Mungo for my four-man rotation here. And then Mort Cooper and Bill Sutter both could be middle relievers. Is Dizzy Dean rusted? You know he is. So then let's Dean it up. I feel pretty confident that Johnny Vandermeer is going to get Rookie of the Year. There's just something about the fact that he's amazing that Any old pals playing for the Senators? Nobody comes to mind. Like Leon Day's name sounds familiar, but I don't think he was ever mine, was he? Was he? No. Who do the Senators have actually? I'm just curious. Who do y'all have? You have former Cecil Travis. Mm. He's turned out to be a really good player. Johnny Mize, Pete Fox, a few other pretty solid players. I mean, I can't be upset because what did I get for Cecil Travis? I got Spud Davis. You know what? That was a dumb fucking trade. I feel I can conclusively state that Spud Davis cost me an excellent player that I should have just kept. Whoops. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe that's the world we find ourselves in, is that I don't know what I'm talking about. Dizzy Dean just got stomped. As a Johnny Vandermeer, this is not a great start, guys. You are allowed to continue hitting. I know it is the postseason, and maybe you want a break, but wow, we're getting just destroyed. This isn't even a close. Well, I guess that last game was kind of close, but this has not been a close World Series. We got one victory. I guess that's something. Wow. I think we burned out. Like, I think we pushed so hard all season that we burned out. Like, look at how some of the best hitters on team just vanished in this series. Chapman was garbage. Trotsky was garbage. Dorr was fine. DiMaggio wasn't that effective. Gehrig wasn't that effective. Their pitchers got hot at the right time. That's why they won this World Series. And my pitchers were not. That's what it comes down to. They got the clutch performances and we did not. And so our quest for a third consecutive World Series has come to naught. That's disappointing. We'll definitely break this down. I want to see who did well, who didn't do well, and figure out what we could do better next year. If anything, like it's very possible that we just plateaued last season, and without every player also playing at that level again, we weren't likely to be successful. I mean, we didn't hit in the postseason. Like that's why we failed. But mm. The Senators had a powerful offense. Look at that. The top three guys in batting average. That's pretty good. My dad loved that TV show Combat. I watched it with him when I was a kid. It didn't really stick for me. I didn't find it terribly compelling. I don't know if I'd like to. I don't even know if I'd want to watch it now. Like I just think there was maybe a time when it was really popular, but I don't see it being that useful now. Like I don't see there being a lot of an audience for a show like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong. I mean, it's pretty good, but it's not as good as it could be. Hey, look, another new minor league team. Would you fucking stop, game? Just stop changing it around just for the fun of it. How are you annoyed by the fact of not increasing fan interest? It's because my team is fucking awesome and I don't have to bring in other people. How is that a negative? In what world is that not good? I don't know, man. I think you're a deeply, deeply unhappy person, and I feel shame for you. I mean, Joe DiMaggio fucking crushed it this year. He took an amazing previous season and just stayed healthy this year. and he's got a lot to show for it. He had a phenomenal season. And oh, by the way, was also an incredible center fielder. Like, there's literally nothing not to love about Joe DiMaggio. Frankie Crosetti sliding in as the second best player in the Boston Brave Bees is not something that I had ever anticipated. I'm happy that it happened, but I think that's a very strange thing to see. The man played pretty good shortstop this year, though. I like how Lou Gehrig has a down year and is still worth almost 7 wins by himself. He's still a real good baseball player, it turns out, even if he doesn't draw quite as many walks as he did the season before. Stan Hack is slowing down ever so slightly. He gets injured, but he just gets it done. He gets the job done. The power is a little concerning to me. Like, he's never been a big thumper, but he's lost triples and home runs, and that's not great. Ben Chapman lost a little bit of value, mostly I think from playing right field instead of center field. He's still a great right fielder. Um, yeah. I like how Red Cross is actually playing really well for Cincinnati when I grabbed him, and then he played even better for me, but couldn't crack a starting lineup. Frankie Pitlack was pretty effective. I guess I could have just cut Frankie Pitlack and never run into this issue, but it's fine. Hal Trotsky was still a big time offensive contributor, but he is a problem in left field. I have to figure out what to do with him. Look at this crazy ass good bench. So good. I'm surprised Bobby Doer was only worth 1 win above replacement. He was a very good hitter this year. Okay, he was a terrible second baseman. So maybe he's still got something to learn there. But I think I'm willing to let him stick it out and see what he can accomplish because I think the whole package combined is worth it. Um, or just our Red Cross to second base next year and let Bobby Doer develop elsewhere. Pitching was really good again. I mean, Dizzy Dean. When you have four top starters, all of whom have fantastic seasons, and the worst quote unquote starter is still one of the better starters in the league. That's awesome. Our team's just really good. It's really, really good. Johnny Vandermeer is not this good. I would be utterly shocked if he ever has a year like this one again, but he was still damn good this year. Walks are a problem. Friends, I mean, we had a great season. The only downside is how poorly we played in the World Series. But beyond that, this is a really good year. I don't know what to do with Hal Trotsky. It's getting ridiculous that he just cannot learn left field to save his life. And until he does, we're going to struggle. I think we're going to struggle a lot. But the bat's still there. If we had a DH, I would play him a DH without a second's hesitation. I mean, I guess some point I'd play Slaughter. Like, Slaughter is getting really damn good and doesn't have a place to play right now. I'm gonna do a thing so I don't forget. I'm gonna have both Trotsky and Slaughter learn a new position. He literally cannot learn a new position. He has grown out of the ability to learn the position. That's unfortunate. Play discipline. I might as well do the whole thing now while I'm thinking about it. Bobby Dower, I beg you, work on your defense. You need to be a lot better defensively. The youngsters. Campy. Your bat is what's going to get you into the major leagues. It's not going to be your glove. So I think working on your bat makes a lot of sense. Junior Thompson. Improve your control, dear sir. And then Benny McCoy, learn a new position. There we go. He literally cost us a win and a half. That's how bad he was in left field. By his range, anyway. I mean, maybe it's fine, but. Mm, lame. Okay. I definitely can't get rid of Hal Trotsky. Um, I could send him to the minors, I guess, but I don't think that's gonna happen either. I could just play Wally Berger in left field. Um, Lou Gehrig being as awesome as he is actually not helping. I could teach Lou Gehrig how to play left field. That'd be funny. Mm. All right. Oh, excuse me. Friends, thank you so much for watching. As always, your viewership means a lot to me. Please remember to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments, what do we do with Hal Trotsky? Do we just suck it up? Or do we move on from him? Is a great question that I'm eager to hear your thoughts on. It seems to me silly to trade him at this point because Lou Gehrig isn't going to be great forever. He will eventually start declining. And we want that decline to be a nice, light decline. Our team chemistry is phenomenal. Thanks, Redcrest. You're the best. You know, Lou Gehrig's apparently kind of an asshole. Until next time, my friends, this has been a Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you